Thanks so much for joining us here on this Monday. I'm Brooke Hash. Indiana has officially a new governor. Mike Braun was sworn in this morning.
It is with immense gratitude that I stand before you to accept the honor of serving as Indiana's 52nd governor.
The former Republican senator is now in the seat. Republican Governor Eric Holcomb served for 2 full terms. Braun has already said he plans to work across the aisle on issues like education and child care.
In the face of any challenge, Hoosiers have stepped up to take our state to unprecedented heights, and we're not going to stop doing it.
He also said he will work to tackle health care issues, from cost to expanding coverage for pre-existing conditions. We'll keep you updated as that was just wrapping up moments ago. But first, a look at the skies out there, nice and blue. And you know what, Sam?
What's that?
After 3 weeks, our kids are back in school.
We did it.
Some
we
of
made
them.
it. Yeah, some, yes. Hopefully all pretty soon, Brooke. The forecast this week looks fairly uneventful when it comes to any kind of impactful weather storm systems. You know, we may see a brief shower of light snow pass through midday tomorrow, but I do think it's going to be a relatively pretty quiet forecast. In fact, the only hazard we have in the short term is some of the snow that's melted, of course. When you get temperatures well into the teens and 20s overnight, some of that melted snow will refreeze, making for slick spots on roads and sidewalks. So a quick heads up there. Otherwise, in the metro and the remainder of our area, we are picking up a nice little spread of 20s and lower 30s. The wind chill to the north, a bit colder, still into the teens from Seymour towards Mitchell and in Jasper. Interestingly enough, down to the south of the Ohio River, we have a fair share of wind chill temperatures into the lower to middle 20s. Here's the hour-by-hour forecast to plan out the remainder of your Monday. We're, of course, going to be picking up sunshine until about 5:35 this evening, then turning mostly clear throughout the night tonight. Temperatures again easily falling into the lower teens in Louisville. A few of us may fall into the upper single digits. What we're keen in on is a much colder air mass moving through from the north, as there's drier air to the north, but Arctic cold air moving through. So because of that, we're actually forecasting some midweek cold temperatures moving in. And just before that, though, I'm also featuring some light snowfall amounts tomorrow. I'll be talking more about tomorrow's little clipper system. Don't go anywhere. The full forecast straight ahead.
Sam, thank you. And Louisville towing crews are going into overdrive right now, tackling record high calls as the city recovers from almost a foot of snow. Hundreds of cars throughout our area are stranded in the snow and ice still, just like this one. Local tow truck companies say last week's winter storm was historic, with one company reporting more than 700 service calls in one day. Our Alexandra Goldberg and photojournalist Aspen Hester take us behind the scenes.
How is it stuck, if you don't mind me asking? 20 minutes, about 15-20 minutes, I'll see you over there.
Tow truck driver Kerry Day is on his way to a snow rescue near Mockingbird Valley in Louisville.
I know this is more of the remote of the town, of the city.
It's one of dozens he's done throughout this week's storm that blanketed Kentuckiana with ice and inches of snow. And it's one of several hundred rescues done by Mosby's Towing and Jet Towing. They say at one point last week, they had 700 calls in one day. That's double their usual volume.
Because we've had storms before. I've been here a little over 5 years. So yeah, we've had storms before, but this one, definitely historic.
Oh, I see it, okay. This can go one of 2 different ways. It can slide into that tree where there's those trees where it's sitting at, or it can come out perfectly straight and narrow and we'll be good to go. Go ahead, put it in neutral and we'll get you up.
A historic storm that caused a madhouse on the roads.
Even these past few days, with the way this storm came through, it, like I said, it's taken a toll on my body.
But now manager Felicia Roper says they're able to take a deep breath.
Well, the weather's breaking and it's not as crazy on the roads. They're starting to clear out some of the streets, clear out some of the roads. The melting has helped.
Though many of those rescues are still needed on icy side roads.
This storm has been very hectic. We have had all hands on deck for all of our drivers.
Felicia offering a piece of advice.
Please stay off of the roads the next time they tell you to.
And Carrie, a piece of heart.
And it feels good because, you know, it's someone that they're not able to get themselves out. They need the help.
On the roads in Louisville, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS11, on your side.
Both towing companies say they are still getting more calls than average, but with the roads clearing up, things are definitely improving. And in its latest update, the Metro Snow Team says 95% of its 110 routes are in good condition. So far, they've used more than 19,000 tons of salt over a 7-day period. 200 crew members have worked 134 hours since last Sunday when the snow and ice first began. And while most routes are in the clear, the city's still encouraging you to take it slow in the neighborhoods. Mayor Craig Greenberg posted a video Saturday showing just how much salt was used over the last week.
And I'm here at the East District in the Salt Dome, where a week ago there were 10 million pounds of salt here. And as you can see, our crews that have been working round the clock have used a lot of it. But we have plenty of salt left in our 4 snow domes underground.
The snow team also said it will work through the coming days to fix any rough patches and maintain the condition of our roadways. TARC is back to normal service today, but road conditions could still cause some delays. The Transit Authority changed routes and suspended service for several days last week because of the snow. TARC is asking riders to use caution walking on the sidewalks to get to those bus stops and allow extra time for those drivers. Kentucky State Police investigating 2 separate officer-involved shootings that happened within hours of each other over the weekend. First in Breckinridge County, where deputies arrested 53-year-old Julio Morales yesterday around 5:30 after a day-long search. State Police said it started Saturday night when sheriff's deputies were called to a domestic violence situation off Highway 2779 just north of Hardinsburg. Police said once they arrived, Morales shot one of the deputies from inside the house and then ran into the woods. KSP said the deputy hit is expected to recover. Well, hours before that shooting, officers in Powell County were involved in a shooting after trying to pull over a Chevy Trailblazer on Route 82. Kentucky State Police said the driver, 44-year-old Summer Arvin, lost control and crashed into a snowbank. They said she was armed with a handgun, which she refused to drop when officers ordered her to, and one of the officers then fired and hit her in the shoulder. Arvin ran into the woods. She was later found and arrested. Right now, she faces charges of fleeing from police and wanton endangerment. There are 2 challenges to Louisville's consent decree today. The conservative group, the Heritage Foundation, will lay out its complaints in front of a judge this afternoon, claiming that consent decree forces radical left-wing policies on the city and would hinder policing. They're asking a judge to reject that decree because they feel it undermines public safety. Now, that consent decree was signed last month. It is the result of a Department of Justice report which found misconduct and bias within the Metro Police Department. It requires improvements to LMPD's use of force policy, search warrant procedures, and the way police work with the city's Inspector General. And the Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 614 is asking a judge to block that consent decree as we speak, saying as signed, it alters working conditions for its members. The lodge says those members should have been involved in negotiations from the beginning. A federal judge will need to decide whether to approve the agreement as is.